What's up, YouTube fam? If you love cold, hard poetic justice, get ready. Today we're diving deep into our ProRevenge to show you a story that will leave you speechless. Toxic boss stealing credit? That's amateur hour compared to what happened. To our protagonist today, he was the right-hand man, the genius behind Technova's success, but a cowardly, unscrupulous boss was stealing his credit in cold blood. Grab your tissues, because the meticulous revenge he plotted against Ricardo, his toxic boss, is so epic, it'll blow your mind. Ricardo's empire's downfall was so spectacular, you'll want to share this video with all your friends. Follow the full story. Toxic boss stole my credit. My meticulous revenge destroyed him. Irrefutable proof. The justice was served, and you won't believe how. I was the right-hand man in Technova's marketing department. I worked 12-hour days, weekends included, and my ideas were the driving force behind every successful campaign. Ricardo, my manager, was the epitome of a toxic boss. A talentless man with an uncanny ability to steal other people's credit. At first, it was small things, a phrase here, an idea there, subtly attributed to him in meetings with the board. I ignored it, attributing it to my naivete, my willingness to just do the work. But his arrogance grew with each passing day. He started publicly humiliating me. In presentations, he'd distort my ideas, claiming them as his own, with a cynical smile. The audience, composed of important executives, would laugh at his jokes that were actually veiled insults. With each laugh, I felt my blood boil. The worst part was the feeling of powerlessness. I had proof, notes, emails. But who would believe an employee over a manager? Ricardo had the power, the influence, and I had only my heavy conscience and my impeccable work, which he appropriated without a shred of scruple. The breaking point was during the presentation of Project Phoenix. Months of hard work, sleepless nights, all culminating in that crucial moment. Ricardo, using my marketing plan, altered and simplified, presented it as his own creation. The presentation was a disaster. He ignored my crucial suggestion for the distribution plan, and the result was predictable: total failure. The blame was shifted entirely onto me. Ricardo, with his mastery of manipulation, managed to convince the board that I was responsible for the failure. I was summarily fired, without explanation, without a proper goodbye. The pain of injustice was a stab to my heart, but my pain transformed into fuel. I couldn't let it go. My revenge would be meticulous, relentless, and completely legal. I started, documenting everything: emails, meeting minutes, witnesses. Every crumb of evidence that proved Ricardo's incompetence and dishonesty. Phase 1 was gathering all the proof. I had detailed notes from every meeting, drafts of my marketing plans, emails clearly demonstrating Ricardo's misappropriation of my ideas. I needed something more concrete. Then I remembered my backups, daily backups, time-stamped, of all my projects. They were irrefutable proof of my authorship. Every document, every spreadsheet, every presentation, meticulously archived. Ricardo didn't expect that. Phase 2 was finding Ricardo's weakness. He was a vain man, obsessed with promotions and recognition. His reputation was his most precious asset. I would use that against him. I started contacting the clients we'd worked with. Discreetly, I probed their satisfaction with Technova's work and the results of the campaigns. Many expressed dissatisfaction, unaware that Ricardo was to blame, taking credit for successes and blaming me for failures. I had what I needed. Phase 3 was the attack. I prepared a comprehensive report with all the documents, emails, and testimonials. A relentless document demonstrating Ricardo's incompetence, his appropriation of ideas, and his manipulation of the board. I sent it all to Technova's legal department. What happened next was an avalanche. The internal investigation was swift and efficient. The evidence was overwhelming. Ricardo was fired with cause, his reputation ruined. He couldn't get a job at any reputable tech company after the incident. Technova, to redeem itself, offered me my job back with a significant raise. But I refused. My revenge wasn't about the money. It was about justice. It was about showing Ricardo and everyone else that the truth always prevails. Technova, to minimize damage to its image, conducted an internal audit of the marketing department. The result was the dismissal of several other employees who collaborated with Ricardo's corrupt practices. The department was restructured and the work environment improved dramatically. Ricardo tried to sue me, claiming defamation, but my evidence was so solid that the lawsuit was quickly dismissed. He was left alone, his career in tatters, his reputation destroyed. His vanity, which had driven him to cruelty, was his own undoing. Months passed. I received some anonymous messages. Hate. Messages from people who worked with Ricardo and lost their jobs because of the investigation. But I didn't regret it. My revenge wasn't about revenge. It was about justice. A year later, I was at a new company, in a leadership position. My reputation was intact, my work was recognized and valued. Ricardo, on the other hand, vanished. He became just a footnote in Technova's history, a warning to those who think they can get away with manipulation and injustice. The feeling of justice was immense. Justice, however, isn't found in retaliation, but in regaining respect and dignity. Justice was knowing that the truth prevailed and that I hadn't let injustice win. And above all, justice was rebuilding my life and career, showing that character and competence always overcome malice. And Technova? The company learned a valuable lesson. Today, they have a zero-tolerance policy for moral harassment and abuse of power. My struggle served as a warning so that others wouldn't suffer what I suffered. The moral of the story? Revenge may be sweet, but true justice is far more rewarding. And sometimes the best revenge is your own success. But above all, it's the security of knowing you fought for what was right and that the truth prevailed. And now, Reddit, do you think I went too far? Was my revenge justified? Let me know in the comments. Hey everyone, did you get a taste of sweet, sweet justice? That revenge was epic, right? Let us know in the comments what you thought of this story. Which part was the most shocking, and most importantly, if you've ever had any memorable revenge stories to share. But before you go, I need something from you. A monstrous like on this video. Show this video and all the others to come that you love this kind of content. And since you're here, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of Poetic Justice. We post incredible videos like this every week, with even crazier stories from Reddit. Share this video with your friends who also love a good revenge story. After all, justice needs to be seen by everyone. Until next time, and may revenge always be your ally.